Okay. Once again, very good evening and thanks for joining. Firstly, after a long time, we are taking the session. Okay, I am just taking the session after a long time. Uh, so today we are going to discuss how to build a Linux, okay, operating system. Like we know, we are having more familiarized with the Windows operating system. Okay, so we know may much more will practice in the Windows operating system. It can be Windows servers, it can be Windows flavors like Windows 10, Windows 11. So we love the Microsoft operating system because everything will be graphical user interface. So we can do many things with the OS, Windows OS. We can do many things with the Windows OS. Okay, because everything will do in the from the graphical user interface, GUI, graphical user interface. Look, for example, if you wanted to open the task manager, if you wanted to kill the process, if you wanted to copy, if you wanted to upload, if you wanted to download, if you wanted to create a directory, if you wanted to do anything, you will do from the graphical user interface mostly. But you can also handle everything from the command line as well. Like you can go to the CMD, you can do it everything from the command line. Everything will get it from the black screen. You can do everything from the command line as well. And of course, you can also do in the PowerShell. If you wanted to make something kind of automation, you can do in the PowerShell as well. You can do in the PowerShell. You can do in the command line as well. But mostly we'll love because Windows operating system, we will do everything from the graphical user interface, GUI, like creating a folder, copying the files, okay, seeing how many processes are running. If you just click on the task manager, you can get everything information, how many processes are running, what is the CPU, what is memory, disk, network, blah, 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 something. You can get everything from the GUI. It can be like the Windows 10, Windows 11, or Windows 8, Windows 8.1, or it can be Windows servers like Windows Server 2012, 2012 R2, 2016, 2019, 2022. If you go to the Windows operating system, see, if you just search for, uh, so for example, if you just search for SQL Server 2019 hardware and software, for example, if I just go for SQL Server, because mostly we will install SQL Server in the Windows operating system. So you will see much more flavors here also. Like in terms of servers, you can see Windows 16, Windows 19, Windows 22, Windows 25, or you can go for 11, 10, 8. If you go for older versions, you can also find Windows lower versions like Windows 2012, Windows 2012 R2. Okay, and you can go for Windows 8, Windows 8 Pro, Windows 8.1, Windows 8.4. So like we are having many flavors when you especially go for Windows operating system. Like same when you go for Linux. Okay, so when you go for Linux, here also we are having many flavors. Here also we are having many flavors. So you are having Red Hat, you are having Ubuntu, you are having CentOS, you are having AWS Linux, you are having, okay, so many flavors of Linux operating system as well. So mostly organizations will use Red Hat, CentOS. When you especially go for AWS, there is AWS Linux operating system. Okay, so mostly these are the common flavors we will use in real world when you especially go for Linux. When you go for Windows, so we may use Windows servers. Okay, all our SQL servers will work in the Windows servers. Our laptops, we are working in the Windows 11, Windows 10, which we are getting Android features, all the stuff. But especially when you go for server side, we will install Windows servers. Like same, when you go for Linux, also we are having many flavors. So say Red Hat mostly will use Solaris, mostly will use CentOS. Ubuntu very less feature, like it's like a graphical, not graphical, but it's like a kind of mixture. Okay, Ubuntu. So, uh, but when you especially go for Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, DB2. Okay, so mostly these engines will install in the Linux flavors. Okay, this engine will install in the Linux flavors, especially when you go for SQL Server, will install in the Windows flavors, mostly in Windows flavors. Now, from SQL Server 2017 also, Microsoft came up with the Linux flavor as well. Of course, we will cover that one as well as part of SQL, how to install SQL on the Linux as well in the upcoming classes. But this is completely not Postgres, not Oracle, not how to install Linux platform. Okay, these many flavors we are having. How to install Linux platform and how to access the Linux platform. Okay, so we are going to build the Linux platform in the VMware. So how to install a Linux on the VMware? It can be Red Hat, it can be Ubuntu, it can be CentOS. Okay, so how to install here? I think we already discussed the new people who are in the coming latest batch. Okay, we will discuss how to install Linux platform in the cloud Azure as well. Okay, but here we are using VMware. Okay, I don't have any cloud platform, AWS or Azure, but I'm having my operating system. Means my laptop is compatible. I'm happy to install Linux platform. See, because when you are going to build the SQL, you need much more resources. But when you go for especially for Postgres, we don't need that much resources. So let's you can build a VMware on your laptop, and you can build a Linux platform. As part of today, we are going to cover the CentOS. Almost CentOS, Red Hat, Ubuntu, all are same only, but here and there the commands will be differ. A little commands will be differ. Okay, Red Hat CentOS will work with the same command, same kind of commands. Whatever the commands you are going to use, same commands will be applicable for CentOS. But when you go for Ubuntu, a little differ. Okay, a little differ when you are especially working with the Linux commands. Means when you are running the commands, Ubuntu will be little different. But Red Hat, CentOS, whatever the commands you are going to use, you both will be common. If you are working with the CentOS, you're almost good at the Red Hat as well. Means almost all are same only. So first we need the VMware. Okay, I will provide you in the video description how. So in our Google Drive, I already uploaded the VMware. If you don't have VMware, I will provide you the VMware and the license key. You can download from the video description and you can install the VMware. Okay, it's very easy. It's very easy. Now, how to download first is CentOS. So, for example, if you want to download CentOS, okay, CentOS download. Just search for CentOS download once again. So just go to the just open search for CentOS download and go to the download and you can find the mirror. Okay, almost the file size will be 7 to 8 GB. Okay, so rather than uploading into the Google Drive again, you go and download it. Just okay. I will provide you this link in the video description. You can just open, click on x86 or 64. Okay, click on anything. Just I'm going for ISO file. Okay, just I'm going for ISO file. So once you can go click on ISO file, it will prompt you to the download. It is almost 7.1 GB. Okay, so you can download the CentOS. It will be in the ISO file only. So once you install VMware, okay, once you install VMware, I know many people done the practice how to build the VMs in the spin the VMs in the VMware Windows operating system. Now, first time we are going to spin how to spin the Linux, okay, using VMware Workstation. You can use VMware, you can use hypervisor, you can use Oracle Virtualbox. All are hypervisor tools only. You can use any one of the tool. like a VMware or hypervisor or Oracle Virtualbox to build the operating system on top of your laptop, like a kind of virtual machines. But now we are going to do the Linux. So once you download the CentOS, okay, once you download the CentOS, once you install the VMware, just try to open the VMware. Okay, now right click on the computer. Okay, so right click on click on home. So once you open, you will get the home. Now click on create a new virtual machine. Okay. Now here you will see the typical, you will see the custom, go for the custom. Okay. Because we wanted to set the processor, we wanted to set the processor, we wanted to set the memory, all the stuff. One second. Okay. Now you can choose the custom. So next, click on next. Okay. Uh, I think this VMware Workstation version is 16. Okay, I'm just choosing the 16. You can choose whatever, no worries. Okay, choose the Workstation 16. Then click on next. Now here you need to choose your ISO file. So once you download, okay, ISO file. Once you download the ISO file, how it looks like. Okay, so once you download the ISO file, okay, it will be in the zip format. You need to extract it. Once you extract, it will be in the ISO format. Okay, ISO format. Now that format you need to select. Okay, select, browse the ISO file wherever you extracted the CentOS. Then click on next, nothing to do. Okay, and name it if you wanted to name the mission where whatever you are here displaying. So just name it. I am giving as a yes secondary because I'm going to build this operating system for Postgres. Okay, to configure the streaming replication. So I already built one CentOS, which is acting as a primary. To show you, I am going to build one more CentOS, which is acting as a secondary. Okay, primary, secondary to maintain the high availability. Now, where I want to store this location, browse the location. I am going for my D drive, Linux. Just keep. I just create one more folder. Let's create one folder. Uh, no, 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 no. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah. Let's create one folder. Keep it a CentOS hyphen yes, which is acting as a secondary. Now choose that file. Okay, fine. Okay, now click on next. Okay, now see, especially this operating system I'm going to use for Postgres. So that's the reason I'm going to choose only one core. If you go for SQL, you can choose two cores is the best because SQL is little heavy DP engine, right? So choose for two cores. But for Postgres, one core is a fine. That's the reason I'm just selecting one core minimum. You need to select one core. Then click on next. Now here memory. Okay, memory is very important. For SQL, you need to select minimum like 1.5 to 2 GB. Okay, 2 GB. But for Postgres, you don't need that much memory at all. Being this operating system I'm going to use for Postgres, I know the people who are learning the Postgres. To build the Postgres engine, we need minimum 128 KB. If you are having 128 KB, you are good to install the Postgres engine. But for SQL, it's not like 128 KB. It's not like 128 KB. At least minimum you need 512 MB to 1 GB of RAM to install the SQL server. Okay, so being I'm having enough memory, I'm just providing 1.5 because when I'm spinning the Postgres streaming replication, my performance will be a little good. So I'm just selecting 1.5. Okay, I'm selecting 1.5 GB of RAM. I just selected 1.5 this. and I'm going to select 1.5 this as well. Click on next. Okay. You no need to change anything network. Let's go for default, nothing. Go for NAT only. Network address translator. Then click on next. LSI logic. Choose the default. Don't change anything. Click on next. Okay. Click on next. Nothing. Create a new virtual disk. Okay. Create new virtual disk because I need a separate disk. Okay. I don't want the existing disk. So I am going for 35 GB of storage, enough for me. I'm not using that much for Postgres. So I'm just going for 35 GB of storage and choose allocate the disk space. Okay. And not, I don't want to allocate immediately. Okay. Store it as a single file. I don't want keep multiple files. I'm just keeping as a single file. Then click on next. So I selected the CPU. I selected the memory. I selected one core, 1.5 GB of RAM, 35 GB of storage. That is too good for us to build the Postgres, okay, all the stuff. Then click on next, click on finish. So, so now it will start spinning the operating system, okay? Now, once you click here, click on install CentOS Stream 10. Okay, choose that one. Click here and you need to click the mouse with the arrow button. Then click on enter. It will prompt you to complete the installation. It will take some time. Okay, meanwhile, so up to this, do you have any questions? I think not much we'll discuss. Okay.
ఇది 4 నెల అమ్మ 4 నెలలకు వచ్చిందా?
It will take some time. Okay. Uh, Let it be. Now it will prompt one more window that is very important. Okay. So when you are especially working with the Linux part, it will prompt you one more window. Okay, that window we need to do certain things and we need to check the network as well because uh, network is also plays a major role when we are going to build the Linux part because we want to download the Postgres, we want to download from we want to download the SQL via the packages. We need the network, right? How to allow the networks? What are the things we need to take in care? We'll take in care of all the stuff. Okay, let it be. And you need to do one more thing. Okay, uh, try to install Putty as well. Someone will call it as a Putty. Someone will call it as a Putty. Okay. Uh, this is the most famous tool we will specially use for the Linux servers. Okay. Because when you go for the operating system, whatever the terminal we are getting, that is not that much uh, uh, um, like a use, not a useful all the stuff. See, every time we won't take RDP to the servers, right? Okay, we won't connect to the server, so we can take the remotely. So if you wanted to connect remotely, okay, Linux operating system, we will use most common in real world. We'll use the Putty. Okay, I will show you how to download. It's very lightweight too. Now choose the language. So I'm just choosing the English. I'm choosing the United States. Then click on next. Okay. Yeah. This window is very, 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 very important. Okay. Please be careful when you are installing CentOS. This window. One is, okay, you need to by default for Linux servers, all the Linux server by default, like see, for Windows, administrator is the default account, right? When you are going to build the Windows servers operating system, Windows Server operating system, you will get the default login called administrator. Like same when you go for Linux flavors like CentOS, Ubuntu, Red Hat, Solaris, okay, AWS Linux operating system. By default, the login called root. Okay, by default there is a login called root where you need to set the password for the root. and you need to remember that root login password as well. So now that is the login. It is prompting to provide the password. Okay. Now first we need to enable this one. Enable. Once you click on enable, it will ask you to prompt you the password. Provide the password. Okay. Follow the best practice, strong password, and try to remember the password. This is very important. Okay. Once you click on here, click on done. Okay. Click on done. If you wanted to create the user, you can create the user from here itself. But I don't want to create the user from here. I will create the user once I log into the operating system. Okay. Now here one more is installation destination. Just Just click on done. Nothing to change here. I already picked the 35 GB of storage, right? It will try to install everything here. I don't need any separate disk, nothing. Okay, it will use that disk only, whatever the storage I selected 35 GB. It will use that 35 GB to build the operating system. Then click on done. One more thing very important you need to look is network. Okay, sometimes, so if you're not using CentOS latest version, if you're downloading CentOS old version, that time the networks will be disabled. Okay, you need to enable this one. It will prompt you to enable. So please enable the networks. If you want, you can also enable later on also, but that is little tricky because you need to again find the commands and you need to install explicitly the commands. Okay, it is little hectic process. Rather than doing all the stuff, why can't you choose the network before you are installing, whether it is enabled or not? Yes, of course we are good. It is enabled. Okay, now once you select the root, installation destination, and the network, everything, nothing to do here. Just click on begin the installation. Okay, now it will take 10 to 15 minutes time based on your network speed, because it need to download a lot of DLLs. Okay, it need to extract a lot of DLLs. Okay, it may take some time. Once it is done, our installation is done. Okay, these are the major three things you need to consider. So meanwhile, we are having little time, right? So you can go here, you can search for, okay, now you can download Putty and you can just click here. It is in the KBs only. Once you download and you can just open that one, it will prompt you this window. It will prompt you this window. Now once you download the Putty or Putty, now you can connect. See, for example, I think I already having one more Linux operating system. I am just spinning my operating system. Okay, let's spin my operating system. Let it be. CentOS. Yes. Let it be prepared. Let's spin CentOS one more operating system. So once my server is ready, okay, I will show you how to save everything. But I can log in from the Putty as well. This is the login by default. It is taking, and I can provide the password. Okay. See, I can connect. I can connect to the Linux flavor. So this is my Linux server. This is my Linux server. Okay. So how to connect from Putty? I just installed my Linux flavor in the VMware Workstation, right? How to connect the server via Putty? We'll discuss all this stuff, and I can also log it in here. Also, I can click on here. I can provide the password. I can connect to the Linux server. Yeah, this is how your Linux server will looks like. Now here you can open the terminal. Okay, like CMD. Now here in the Windows we are calling as a CMD, right? In the Linux we'll call it as a terminal. See, here also you will find the terminal. And this is my login name. This is my server name, and I just connected as a root. Okay, and that's the reason I'm getting at a dollar symbol. And I can do everything, whatever I need to do, everything from the command prompt. So, for example, if you wanted to install uh, like in Windows. So, for example, if I wanted to install a player, VLC player, for example, VLC media player. So I can go to, if it is my Windows operating system, I can just first search for VLC player. I can click here, I can download, I can install, click on next, next, next. I can perform the download. It's very easy when you are especially going for Windows. But if you wanted to install VLC player on top of Linux, then definitely you need to go for the CentOS, not okay CentOS 9 or CentOS 10. Now you will get the script if you wanted to install Linux. So if you wanted to install the VLC, now you will get the script. Now you need to perform the script to install the VLC player. So not only VLC player, if you want to do anything, you need to do everything from the command prompt only. So whatever you can do from the Windows operating system, most of the things you can also do from the Linux, but not from the graphical user interface. You need to do everything from the command line only. Is it understandable, everyone? No? Yes? Now whatever I can do. So for example, okay, let it be done. Okay. See, now I will just try to compare today. Okay. Today what I will do, I don't want to go little deeper, uh, little technical. Okay. Uh, so for example, I will compare with the Windows operating system. So for example, I want to create a folder. I can right click, I can click the folder, I can set like batch 45, for example. So I can do everything from the graphical user interface in the Windows. So for example, see Linux. Okay. If you go for Linux, so either you can go for server, either you can open CentOS. So for example, I wanted to create a folder. So how you will create a folder? You won't find if you right click nothing. So if you close this one, okay, if you close this one, if I go to the terminal, if I go to the main screen, right click, there is nothing. You can't see, you can't right click also. You can't do many things. Like when you go for Windows, you can do many things, but in the Linux you can't do much more. You can't do much more. So here the dashboards is also something different. Everything will be different. Okay, at least now it looks like a kind of good in the terms of graphics. Earlier operating system is not like that. At least now you are finding, okay, Firefox, you are finding the torch, you are finding the cam. At least now you are finding good stuff here. But when you go for ancient days, when you are opening Linux, nothing. Okay, you can't do. So for example, I want to create a folder. So so mkdir, and you need to create the batch 45. Okay, I just created a directory mkdir. So for example, I wanted to see, okay, ls. So if you just click on ls, you will find batch 45. Okay, so you can add the flavors as well, like ls hyphen l t h. Okay, you will get a good stuff. So you will find each directories what are available. What is the directory we created? Yeah, we created batch 45 directory. But currently is nothing. So for example, now I wanted to go for batch 45 folder. Okay, cd batch 45. Like in Windows also same, right? Cd. You can switch. Oh, sorry. Cd batch 45. Okay. Now I'm in the batch 45. Okay. No, this is how the Linux platform will work. Also, we'll discuss all the commands tomorrow. Okay, one by one commands, not like this. So we'll see one by one. You need to somewhat good in the Linux as well. So if you are working with the, especially with the Postgres, if you are working especially with the MySQL, if you are working with the MongoDB, okay, you need to good at Linux as well. At least you need to open. You need to use ls. Mostly we'll use ls. So for example, see. Okay. For example, if you open the task manager here, we can see all the process, all the things, but there is no task manager here. Okay, in the Linux there is no task manager. Okay, now how I wanted to say how many processes are running, all the stuff. there is a simple command top. Okay, now you can see what are the processes are running, how much CPU, okay, how much CPU utilization, how much system is consuming, how much user is consuming, how much cache, so all the stuff. So if I wanted to see the process, okay, you need to use the top command. Okay, so definitely when you especially go for Linux, at least minimum to minimum 15 to 20 commands you need to remember, like make dir, okay, mkdir, top, ps, grep, okay, cp, mv, rm, okay, vi, echo, if you want to print something, okay, and you wanted to remember the default directories. Uh, all these are very very important when you especially go for Linux platform. At least minimum 15 to 20 commands you need to remember. At least 15 commands you need to remember. That will make so smoother when you are especially working with the Linux operating system. See, when you are most many people are working like a SQL. So even you are a SQL database administrator, you will connect to the Windows operating system. You will open SSMS. Then you will work with the SQL, but you may also monitor the system resources, like in terms of CPU, in terms of memory, in terms of disk, in terms of network, in terms of processors. What are the processor running? What is process ID? All this stuff you will monitor, right? Like same, you can also do everything from the. You also need to do everything from the Linux platform as well. You also need to do everything from the Linux platform as well. Like how I can check the resources to go, for example, CPU, in terms of CPU, in terms of memory, in terms of process. Okay, that I will talk tomorrow, one by one, slowly. What are the commands? So you need to make a note down somewhere. Okay, and that will help you a lot. Okay, we don't want go deeper in the Linux. Okay, we don't want go deeper on the Linux, but minimum 10 to 15 commands or 15 to 20 commands we need to remember, so that we are good at in the Linux part as well. So for example, how to grant the permission. So you created a folder and you want to grant the permission. So you will go to the property, you will go to the security, you will grant the permissions. Being we are in the Windows flavor, we can do everything from the graphical. But if you are in the Linux, how you will grant the permissions? Okay, so permissions will also plays a major role. Mostly we won't get chance to work with the Linux level, because we are basically more on the uh, engine side. But rather than engine side, at least you mustn't should know what are the dependency folders for Postgres, what are the dependency folders for MySQL or SQL, what are the permissions we need to grant for these fold directories. At least we mustn't should know, sir. This is very important. So that's what tomorrow we are going to focus. Okay, is it clear, everyone? See what
Yes,
where
yes. Hmm?
yeah, preparing. So it will take some time, sir. Okay. And one more thing, because this whatever you are downloading the CentOS or Red Hat or Ubuntu, sir, uh, this is not license based, right? Sometimes you are doing good command, sometimes you are running the right commands only, but it may throw some errors. Okay, uh, please be aware that concept. Okay, don't think that we are doing something wrong. Even you are running the right commands, sometimes it won't allow. Sometimes the libraries will stop us the installations, all this stuff. Let's see all the challenges whatever we may face, will face it. But you mustn't should remember the commands, at least 10 to 15 commands. So on top of this, once we tomorrow we will complete the. Now see, for example, take this hour, because we are having still time, right? So assume I just close it. I don't want. Okay, now I install Linux operating system. Okay, I just install Linux operating system. Now I want to connect via Putty. Okay, I want to connect via Putty. Okay, now you can open here. You can open the terminal. Okay, first what you need to do, you need to get the IP address. You need to get the IP address. So let's go back. Okay, how to see which IP address my server is listening. Okay, so in the Windows, what is the command we will use to check the IP address?
IP config.
Okay, in the Windows we will use IP config. Okay, to get the complete IP address details. So we will run IP config. Like in the same, if you go for Linux IP space A, again, sir, these are Linux is completely case sensitive. Please be careful when you are running the commands, capital letters, small letters. Everything is so sensitive. It's not like a Windows. Okay, Windows is like a not a case sensitive. You can use the small letter, you can use the capital letters, no worries. But especially when you go for Linux flavor, uh, please be aware this is a case sensitive. If you wanted to use the small letter, you need to use the small letter. If you want to use the capital letter, you need to use the capital letter. Please be careful that part. If I run IP space A, okay, it will prompt us. It will prompt me what is IP address my VM is listening. Okay, 192.168.174.134. Okay, I can copy the IP address. I can open the putty. I can close it. Okay, I can close it. Now paste the IP address. Okay, by default, your Linux servers will listen the port number 22. By default, all the Linux server, it can be CentOS, it can be Red Hat, it can be Ubuntu, it can be AWS, it can be Azure. Okay, all your Linux servers will runs under port number 22. Will run under port number 22. And now you need to use the SSH. You need to use the SSH. You need to use the port 22 and provide the IP address. Provide the IP address, then click on open. So once you click on open, like same, it will prompt you to provide the username. It will prompt you to provide the password. Provide the username and provide the password. Provide the password. Okay. Now see, now you can connect it to the server. You can connect to the server via Putty as well. For example, Subbu, I don't want pass every time the username. Okay, I don't want pass every time the username. So what I can do? What I can do is I can pass the server name. Okay, go to the connections, go to the data. Okay, go to the connections, go to the data. Provide the login name. Provide the login name. Okay, and go to the session again. Okay, you can click on save this one. Provide the name. Subbu login. Okay, and click on sync. See, now I provided my login name and I provided my IP address. Okay, and I provided the session name. I just click on save. Now next time I no need to do the nothing. If I double click here, it will directly prompt you to the password. See, it won't ask the login name because I already provided the login name, right? It will directly prompt you to the provide the password. Now you can enter the password. You can enter the password and you can log into the your login. So, but see, being it is a Linux, again, it's not Windows, right? It's Linux. Uh, Mostly everything you will do from the root user. Okay, if you wanted to make uh, changes or granting or removing or copying or something, mostly sometimes we don't have root user permissions. Okay, we can't do much more in the Linux server. So root user can do anything because root is the administrator, right? So now if I want to switch my login to the root user, nothing, sudo su hyphen. The first thing, once I logged in to the server, I will do sudo su space hyphen. Okay, now I need to pass the password. Okay, now I'm in the root login. Everyone able to see? This is the first thing you need to do, sir. Once you logged in to the Linux flavor, okay, now you will get the root user access. Now you are in the root user. You can do anything. Okay, you can do anything. So once you do login, now you need to switch to sudo su space hyphen. Now you can install, you can uninstall, you can create, you can alter, you can drop, you can truncate. Means drop and truncate means not in the part of SQL or Postgres. Means whatever you want to do from the Linux platform, you can do everything in the Linux platform. If you want to switch to root user. For example, you've done everything under root. Again, you need to switch. Switch su subu. Now you switch back to the subu. So how to switch the user means su. Or for example, if you exit, okay, exit, you will back to subu login because you connected via subu, then you switch to root user, right? Then you done certain operation again. You need to back to your login, right? You can do it. So please remember sudo su hyphen. This is one of the most powerful command in the Linux. Got it, everyone? Are there online people?
Yeah, sir. Can you please explain one more time sudo su?
Sudo su hyphen. So once I wanted to switch my account to the root, I will go for sudo su hyphen. Okay, it will convert my log. It will switch from my you login to root user. Again, if you don't know the root password, no, you can't log in. So you need root password. Okay. Tomorrow I will show you how to. Root is like everything. Root is a login. You can do everything. Like in the Windows administrator is a default login. You can do everything with the administrator login, right? Like same. If you are having root, you if you connect via root, you can do everything in the Linux. You can do everything in the Linux. Okay, so I will show you, sir, how to, for example, I created my login. So I created Adam as a login. I wanted to grant, okay, root level of permission. Okay, he won't do anything from the server. Then how I will grant, okay, how I will grant the permission to the Adam. So tomorrow I will show you. Oh, now it is installing. Yeah, someone is asking. Where is it? Where is Putty?
Yes. When you are collecting set, the root password will not get set, right?
See, once I logged into my account, I will switch to root only because if I want to do anything, I can do it. I'm having everything with the control with the root. Basically, our login won't have that much permissions. Whatever you root can do, you can't do. Whatever root can do, Subu can't do. Okay, until unless I need to grant the sudo over access. Until unless I need to grant. That's what. That's the reason I will connect to the root. Then I can do everything. So once I log in, I will switch to root only. Then I can do whatever I will. Whatever I can. But will the root permission will the root password will provide to you or not? That depends. Okay, if they are not granting root password to you, you can't switch. You need to do everything with your login only. Whatever they are granting the permission, you can do. It's again Linux part, not Postgres part. Okay, not SQL part, not Postgres part, nothing. It's part operating system level. I am talking on operating system level. So, for example, what operating system would you I assume, for example, I just provided the IP address. Hey, um, hey Malati, can you just connect to this server? Okay, I just provided the server name, server IP address. I just provided your login and password. If it is a Windows, you can open MS Info 32. Okay, MS Info 32, you will get complete information about your operating system, which operating system, which build number, what is the server name, okay, which operating system, which bit it is running, how many cores, how many processors, how much of CPU. You will get complete information. For example, I wanted to get the same level of information in the Linux as well. So how I can get the info? Like uname space -a. Now I will get the complete information of my Linux. Okay, so you name space -a will provide the OS information. Linux, this is my server name. This is the version. Okay, I will get information. I will get the information about my operating system. I will get the information about my my operating system. If I wanted to get the host name, server name, I just set the server name, sir. Tomorrow I will show you how to set the server name as well. I set the server name PC SQL 2025. Okay, I just set it the server name. By default, you will get the IP address as well. You won't get the server name. You need to set the server name. So where you can set the server name, how you can set the server name. Okay, let's see that stuff. Okay, no, yes. Yeah, it's conflict. So definitely you need to remember the commands. Okay, uh, very important. You need to remember the commands. So for example, I wanted to create one file. Okay, so for example, I don't know where currently I'm. See, if you are in the Windows, you know that I am in the this PC, I am in the D drive, I am in the batch 40 folder. Easily I came to know where is my present directory, what I'm doing, where is my current directory. I can get this sort of information easily. Okay, I can get this sort of information easily. For example, in the Linux, in the Linux, where you can get that information. Okay, where you can get that information in the Linux. So for that, you need to run VWD, present working directory. So you will get to know what is your home directory. Means under which folder you are, under which directory you are currently. So first you need to check where I'm currently, so that I can take certain actions. So for example, I wanted to create a file, I want to upload something, I wanted to drop something, I want to delete something. Okay, so don't get confused. First, you need to run pwd present working directory, so that okay, I'm in the current folder. Okay, in this folder, what are the files are available? What are the files are available? What kind of files are available? I don't know anything. But if I go to the Windows, if I open for example MS SQL, oh, this many directories are available. When I open, oh, this is one more directory, one more directory, one more. There are a couple of directories. Oh, these many files are available. I can easily find when I'm just opening. But if you are in the Linux, okay, how you can list out how many files are available, how many directories are available under that home subu folder. Okay, now you can perform ls -ltrh. Okay, see, for example, you need to remember this one, sir. This is very important. Let's if I want to change the settings. 1 second, let me increase the appearance. Okay, yeah, ls-ltr. So when you run this one, it will clearly tell us so how many files means how many this many files are available under this. It is a first letter, it is showing as a D. Okay, D means directory, means folder. So it's a folder. Okay, so D all are directories only. These many directories are available under the home. Under the home, these many directories are available. So for example, I see now it is not showing their size. It is showing as a size, but I don't know whether it is a bytes or it is a MB. It's a GB. I don't know the size as well. Now, for example, I wanted to see the size as well. You can pass H, enter. Okay. Oh, this is not. Okay, let's not. I think all are empty only. Nothing is there. Great. Okay. Tomorrow we'll create some folder. Tomorrow we'll create some files, right? Let's see tomorrow. So if you wanted to see the files, directories, LS, if you wanted to see the present working directory, PWD, if you wanted to see the operating system, uname, if you want to switch, you can use sudo su. It's very important. If you wanted to exit, you can click on exit. Okay, I will show you tomorrow how to reboot also. For example, Subbu, for Windows, I can directly go here, click on here, restart is easy. For example, if it is a Linux, how I can perform the restarts. So tomorrow I will show you how to restart as well. Almost done, sir. Now boot the system. Okay. Now let it boot. Now once it is boot, I need to get the IP address. Then I can connect the session via Putty as well. See, sometimes when you click here, your mouse won't appear, sir. Please be careful. Sometimes when you just click here, see, you can't see your mouse. I'm moving the mouse, but I can't see. So if you want to come out, Control Alt. So when you click on Control Alt, it will again prompt you to see the mouse. Okay, no worries. Whenever you click here, your mouse won't be appears. It will be disappears. Okay, don't get afraid. Just click on Control Alt. Again, your mouse will be back. Okay, then you can move your mouse as user friendly. Click on English, then click on Next. So okay, choose US. Click on Next. Nothing. Proceed. Click on Next. Okay, choose India. Click on Next. Okay, let's keep CENTOS. Oh no. Keep the user. Then click on Next. The password. Like your laptop also, when you are installing Windows also, it will ask you to prompt you the login name and password. Like let's say it is also prompting. All is done. Let's use the
So it's nothing but the root password. Now you enter.
no root password. We already set it when you before installing. This is my login ID and password. This is my login. When I open the terminal, it will prompt you my login. See, this is my login, not root login. Root login when you are installing, I enable the root login. I provided the password, right? So that is a root login. Now, for example, IP hyphen space A. Now this is the IP address. That's it, no, right? Oh no. Copy, go to here, close it, open the putty. What is a no? Okay, yeah, it's different. I can do one thing. Keep this as a cent OS hyphen yes secondary. This as a primary. This as a secondary. So that will work. Save it. Okay. I don't want this one. Let's make this as load. change CentOS -P primary save. Okay, now let's load my CentOS secondary 135. Then double click on here, click on accept. Now provide the password. Okay, now you logged into the operating system. Is it clear, everyone? No? Yes, everyone? Are there online people?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Do one thing, everyone. Everyone try to install CentOS. Everyone try to download the CentOS and make it ready tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow we will complete the Linux part. 10 to 15 commands will complete. We'll talk on 10 to 15 commands, most important commands tomorrow. Okay, which will help you a lot, like chmod, cron, okay, top, ps, grep, ls, cad, sudo, user, vi, much more we'll discuss. Okay, it is asking updates ready to install. Okay, nothing you need to do. Yum install install update. Install update. Now it will. Oh, see, when I click on yum install update, this command has to run with the super user privilege under the root user. It is asking to prompt to switch to root user. Sudo su hyphen. Only in this scenario only I will switch. So if I want to do certain things, I will switch it to sudo. Okay, root user. Now I can click on yum install. Okay, update. So once you build your operating system, the first command you need to run is switch to root user and do the yum install update. It will perform all the updates. Okay, so no much updates. Any questions? No? Yes? Okay, yeah, tomorrow we'll discuss a couple of commands, okay, which will help us a lot in terms of Linux part, okay. Then we'll go for Postgres, back to the Postgres, okay. We'll install, we'll take 2 more days to install the Postgres, okay. One, I will make you so complex installation. One, I will make you so traditional installation, that is very easy installation. Mostly in real world, you will perform that installation only. But there is one more installation which is a little tricky installation. First, we'll do the tricky installation only, because assume you don't have internet connection to your Linux server. You don't have internet connection, then how you will perform the installation? All the stuff we'll see. Okay, let's see tomorrow the commands which will help us a lot to drive the Linux server little smoothly. Okay. Any questions? Comfortable, everyone? How to install? I discuss only how to install CentOS, sir. No worries about sudo, all this stuff. Tomorrow I will talk. Any questions? Good. So tomorrow we'll complete the Linux part, and after tomorrow we'll go for the how to install the Postgres on the Linux. And going forward, I will talk how to install the SQL Server in the Linux. Okay. Meanwhile, I will take one session how to install SQL in the Linux. As I told you, Pradeep, I will also show you how to build the always on availability group on top of Linux server. We'll talk.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. See you tomorrow, same time.
Thank you.